domains. Hit that like button. I being stroking relentless took you waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pivot from day one to remain on it. It carried experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it. My campaign on it, left a permanent stain on it. Connected to her brain like a track with a train on it. Plenty bitches complain on it, but the same on it. Put love in my body to preserve my pivot. She put drugs in the body, she don't deserve my pivot. Putting thugs in the body, but the boy's not tricking. She just another slut thought that them boys got flipped. See your quality high, I shoot my shot pivot. If you knock me for the hook, nigga, I'm not tripping. See one thing about freeze, I knock bitches, hurricane, tornado, or breeze. I knock bitches while she got you on bended knees. I knock bitches, got you begging the baby please. I knock bitches because I pop it with ease. I knock bitches, my mouthpiece is the keys, and I unlock bitches. Then I open up a mind and I'm going up inside. See it for diagnosis, show us hoeing up inside. Recommend her a dose, and you know what I prescribe. That vitamin B is needed to keep a hoe alive. The track is flooded with zombies, dead hoes walking. See her at that trick window, that's a dead hoe talking. Socializing in groups, a bunch of dead hoes stalking. They see pimping, that's a dead hoes talking. The ism kept her alive when they was fake and doubted her. So-called friends and family disgraced and outed her. The beat took her, had her properly laced, rerouted her. Reach deep inside her soul and put some greatness out of her. It's an arctic and heartless world. Even your lover got a grudge. You good with the ism cause we don't judge. They trying to keep you blind cause they don't want you ever know it's that. They're pimping their home and it's still the best thing going. Bitch. Listening to them square family members and friends. Get into relationships with regulars, squares. The only man to know what to do with you and understand you and relate to you and accept you for who you are. This is pimping. Dig that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and tuning in with a pimp. Get my shit right. Tyler coming through, kicking the door down with the love, man. Appreciate you with the $5 holla. Blessings to you as well. As always, man. Yeah, man, we back to chopping and popping this game around here, man. You know, we ain't did it in a while. As y'all already know, there's a whole lot going on, but we back to it. You dig? If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that icon that look like that. Hit the like button on this video so we can get all the shares and recommendations and all that good stuff. Let me do a couple of things real quick before we get into it, man. And y'all already know the first order of business we got to get to. Hold on. Let's see something. Give me just a second. I just got to do something real quick. It's 68 of y'all in here, man, but only 56 people done wipe their feet off at the door. What's happening? Y'all know we about to get into this good game. The only price of admission I ask is for you to hit that like button. That's it. Just a little smidgen of energy to tap that like button so we can get into this game. I just got to do something real quick. I'm almost done. Appreciate y'all being patient with it, pimp. Y'all know technology be slow on the pimp sometimes. Okay. Bam. Okay. Hold up. Just something else real quick. Bam. 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 Okay, man. Y'all already know. First order of business. We got to put some love in our bodies. Got to keep the love on deck, man. Summertime is approaching. And if you in one of them hot areas that get real hot, you know, you got to stay hydrated. Cheers to the game. Best of blessings to all of y'all. Let's see something real quick. Let me see who all tapping in here. My brother Marshall. Malachi, what's happening, man? Alexander Turner, what's the word? Oh, you already got your obituary in the mail, Alex. That's what's up. Good stuff. Sucker repelling, what's the word, man? Good looking as always with the $50 holler. Glory to the game and blessings to everyone in the room. Appreciate you. Let me see who else we got in here. Google me. I see you. Cameron Thomas, what's the word? Famo. King of Kings 510. Blessings. Goku. I don't know how to say the whole thing, but I'm just say Goku. Glory to the game. Boulevard the car guy. MB225. I see you. Justin B. What's happening? Minister Stay Fly. What's the word? Denise. Miss Hips and Thighs. What's the word? 619 Capricorn. I see you. What's happening? Bose. Flash 1. Hey, Rue King. What's the word? Miguel Cabral. I see you. Yahoo. Tricone Boss. President B. Presidente B. Excuse me, P. Student of the game. I see you. Okay, man. So we're going to talk about, as the title suggests, man, staying in pocket on misery, man. You know, misery is a very diligent thing. It's a very persistent thing. Misery is always in your face, always tugging at your coat, always tapping on your shoulder. Hey, man, and you know, a lot of people don't understand when misery is getting at them, because a lot of times misery is pleasant in its approach. Misery is unsuspecting in its approach. Misery can be welcoming. It doesn't always appear to be misery. Misery can approach you with a smile on his face. Still misery. Still a miserable person. Right? Hey, man, and you know, I've just been reminded so sincerely now more than ever, man, that time is of the essence. And you got to appreciate your time. And you got to be intentional about your time and with your time. And a part of that is identifying misery and doing the Barry Sanders on that misery. You know what I mean? Shaking that shit. Dodging the misery. You know what I mean? Because it's always at you. A lot of y'all kicking it with misery right now and probably don't even realize it. A lot of y'all chopping it up with misery right now, don't realize it. In a relationship with misery right now, don't realize it. Best friends with misery right now and don't even realize it. Give me just a second. Yeah, man. A lot of y'all got misery just so present in your life and don't even understand it, don't even realize it. You know, one thing about some miserable people, they always available. They some of the best people to talk to. They, some of the funniest people sometimes. They just seem real cool when you're not mindful. But it's not cool to not be mindful and allow misery up and around you, because it's gonna come a time when you understand that misery is living alive and thriving within that person that you kick it with and deal with on a regular basis. It's gonna make itself known. And a lot of times it happens in a very ugly way. That's why, while everything seemed cool, before you get bit, before you get stung by the misery, it's good to identify it. And like I said, do the Barry Sanders and shake it, because nothing good is going to come from it except for a temporary feeling. Yeah, miserable people know how to make you feel good sometimes. And oh man, the sex. Hey, sometimes a miserable person got the best sex you ever had. For real. Sometimes a miserable person, man, sex is just off the chain. But you got to ask yourself, is that sex with that miserable person, or that good feeling, that good conversation, the shared laughter and all of that, is it worth it being around that miserable person? And see, some of the ones who experience this in the worst ways is females, women. You know, getting involved with other women who are miserable, becoming close to other women who are miserable, being tight with other women who are miserable. I know all of y'all could think of somebody who got a lot of potential to do great things, but they just can't shake this miserable person. It's their best friend. They just tight with this miserable person and can't shake them. They always going through some bullshit with this miserable person, but every time you look up, that miserable person is still there. They ain't going nowhere. It's like, damn, why she won't shake that miserable? Like, damn, why he won't shake that mother? Like, damn. After all that, they still cool. He's still cool with that. I'm telling you. And see, females, right? A lot of times, a miserable person will see you happy. They'll see you with some happiness in your life. And they feel like that happiness is a threat to what y'all got going on. So they might try to torpedo that happiness that you got going on, minus them. In the game, we see it all the time. In the game, you see hoes choose up with some pimping, and they experiencing some of the happiest moments of their time in the game. But man, what happens as soon as they choose up with some pimping and they happy? Here come they miserable ass renegade friend. Usually somebody who been in the game longer than them, or who been tampering with the game longer than them. And because that individual been tampering with the game longer than them, they think this individual knows more about the game than them, has more wisdom about the game than them, not knowing that this is just a miserable, incorrigible, uh, unstable creature. I ain't gonna use the B word. I'm gonna just say unstable creature. You know what I mean? Kicking it with this unstable creature, man. So what often happens is this unstable creature, she get to telling the hoe her whole friend who just shows up with some pimping and is happy as she can be, she feel like this is the best individual for her that she's ever come across in the game. Like, finally, I done found the right one. Finally, I done chose up with the right one. Finally, I found somebody who can guide me and lead me and help me evolve and help me grow in the game. Finally, I found somebody I can build with, right? But then here come this renegade friend. Like, girl, you was doing so good by yourself. Why you get with him? Now you gotta pay him, and you gotta listen to him. You can't do what you want now. You gotta follow his rules and his instructions. You gonna end up like me, girl. Watch. I'm telling you, I was with my folks for 5 years. Down, solid, socking it to his pocket, doing everything he wanted me to do. Then when I wasn't no good no more, he just threw me away. Damn, girl, he just threw you away. Yeah, he just threw me away. Why he throw you away? Because my money was slow. I was going through something at the time. I had a legal situation. My money was slow, and I just wasn't producing the way that I was before. So he just threw me away. Damn, I'm telling you, girl, all pimps is like that. I could call 5 of my friends right now, and they're gonna tell you a similar story. All pimps is like that. Pimps ain't no good, girl. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you thought you found you a good one, huh? You thought pimps was good, huh? You thought there was some good pimps out there, huh? You thought you found you a good one, huh? Nah, girl. They all start off nice. They all start off charming. They all start off saying everything that you want to hear, putting that good ear candy in your ear. But guess what? When you ain't good, when you ain't no more good to them, they're gonna throw you away. Just like mine threw me away. Just like my partners threw them away. They're gonna throw you away. This is what misery does. Misery, see, a miserable person, a person who's consumed by the spirit of misery, they can't they can't fathom happiness. They can't accept happiness. They're not happy with themselves, so they don't see them having any personal dealings with happiness. Them and happiness is at odds. You know what I mean? Them and happiness is like this. Them and happiness, a miserable person and happiness, they don't do this. They're not in harmony with each other. They clash. That's what miserable people do. And nah, people from LA, I'm not throwing up no gang signs. That's the problem. That's what I hate about being from LA. You know what I mean? Everything you do, people think it's a damn gang sign. I'm not throwing up no gang sign. I'm just using my hand gestures for my analogy. You know what I mean? Excuse my pimping. But yeah, with miserable people, happiness can't penetrate them. Happiness is gonna bounce off them like rubber every time. Happiness just can't get inside them. If you try to plant some happiness in them, it's gonna die. You try to plant a seed of happiness in them, it's gonna die. You can't water and nurture that seed of happiness because the misery is so alive and thriving. The misery is so strong within them that they just won't let any happiness live inside of them, right? So it's almost as if to them, happiness is a fairy tale. It's make believe. Happiness is not something that anybody could really have because I can't have it. I've tried to have it. I realized that I can't have it. So that means nobody can have it. If I can't have happiness, how can anybody else have happiness? And anything that might look like happiness is really misery disguised as happiness. So it's not really happiness. This is how miserable people are. So because their mind is wired like that, if they see you experiencing any happiness in their mind, it's like, oh, that's misery disguised as happiness. Let me go protect my friend and help her not get her hopes up, thinking that this is genuine happiness. It's really misery disguised as happiness. I'm already cool with misery. I've accepted misery in my life. Me and misery is like this, you know? So I might as well, burst her bubble real quick, let her know that, yeah, girl, that happiness that you think you got going on, that shit is fake. Yeah, it's really misery. Trust me. I go way back with misery. I know misery when it got a costume on. You know what I mean? Just like you might recognize your mama if she had a Halloween costume on. Yeah, I recognize misery with a costume on and everything. That happiness is just a costume covering up misery. That's how miserable people do. They don't have well wishes for you. They can't encourage you in your happiness. They can't help you figure out ways to amplify your happiness. They can't, add fuel to that flame. They can't do it. And you just know by the conversation. You know by the thoughts that they express. They don't want to see you happy. So when you see people like that, when you recognize people like that, you have to know that you have to disassociate yourself. As cool as that person may be, you got to distance yourself. As comfortable as you are with that person, you got to distance yourself. And everybody got a purpose. So that miserable person might be funny. So if you want somebody to laugh with, you need to share a laugh with somebody. You call up that miserable individual and y'all can share a laugh, but that's as far as it goes. It don't go no further than that laugh. That's all they good for. But really and truly, just me personally, I've come to a point where I just don't have a problem cutting people off, especially people who I know don't mean themselves any good and therefore can't possibly mean me any good. Sometimes you got to cut people off. And you ain't got to be rude about it. You ain't got to be mean about it. You ain't got to be disrespectful about it. But just politely remove people from your mix that don't mean you any good. That's miserable people, man. Miserable people don't mean you no good. They don't mean they self no good. They don't mean you any good. So you just got to shake them. Like I said, you got to do the Barry Sanders on them, man. Okay, I see y'all done got the likes up above the views, but nonetheless, I'm sure somebody in here who has not wiped their feet off at the door when they step to a pimp's domain. If you haven't done so, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button. That's you wiping your feet off at the door when you come into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, man. Man, this stuff is so beautiful. I don't know how people say water is nasty. You're nasty. For real. If you think water is nasty, it's not that water is nasty, it's that your ass is nasty. Your insides is nasty. Can you imagine what the inside of somebody looks like that don't drink water on a regular basis? You just imagine what that looks like? I don't even want to know. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it. I just know it's nasty. And it probably stank. Probably don't smell good. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you gotta protect your energy. You can't just allow any and everybody in your mix. Because you can have something great going on. Them stories how somebody can have something real great coming in their near future. They might have got a scholarship to college. They might have got accepted into the to some Ivy League school, or they might have got drafted into the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball or something like that. But they kick it with the wrong person and they end up getting killed or they end up catching a case and doing a bunch of time in prison. You know what I mean? If you examine that individual that they was with when they got caught up, you'll see that this person with this promising future, they never had anything to do with this individual. Or they never should have had anything to do with this individual. They have no business being around each other. One of the greatest examples, man, in the game that I could think of, is such a sad situation. And some people in here probably familiar with it. I ain't gonna say no names, but this was probably about, I want to say 6 years ago. Yeah, about 6 years ago. About 6 years ago, right? It was some pimping that had became friends with this dude on Facebook, right? And they became real cool through Facebook. That happens sometimes where you meet somebody on Facebook and y'all become real cool with each other. And sometimes you can meet that person. You can go from interacting with them on Facebook to interacting with them face to face. And that person, y'all still might be cool. Y'all still might be good company for each other. Right? But a lot of times you could end up around somebody that you ain't got no business dealing with. And like Sinful said, being around a sucker for 2 seconds is too long. So, like I said, man, Pippin, he meet this dude on Facebook. They become cool with each other, right? They stay in different states, different cities in different states, right? So one day, the dude that Pippin met on the internet, he like, "What's up, P? I'm finna be in your town, man. What's happening?" Okay, cool. Let me know when he touched down. He let him know when he touched down. When he touched down, they link up with each other. They riding around, kicking it. You know what I mean? Doing what they do. And what you know, man, in less than 24 hours, Pippin lost his life. Pippin was killed being around this individual. You know what I mean? For less than 24 hours. He get around this dude, he ended up losing his life. Now, this same individual who I'm talking about, right? There's so many people who got bad experiences with this dude. Not that bad, fortunately, as the pimpin' who lost his life, unfortunately. But I know other people. Like one cat I was talking to about this same guy. He was like, "Man, P, I don't know what it is, but every time I ride with him, we get pulled over by the police. It's like he got bad luck or something, man. Like one day I was riding with him, man, and then in one day we got pulled over by the police like 3 times in one day. This is somebody that you don't have no business around. You know what I mean? And see, as the pimping, we have isdom. Hey, that's a new word. I'm a coin that isdom. You know what I mean? We got isdom, you dig, which is wisdom and ism, man. Yeah, but nonetheless, like I said, as the ism, we got wisdom. So we know how to separate game from lane and identify somebody or something that we don't have no business dealing with, right? But again, miserable people who don't mean themselves no good, so they can't possibly mean you any good. Sometimes they the funniest people. Sometimes they the coolest people. They always available. But that don't mean that you should have anything to do with it. You know? So, like I said, man, that was a very unfortunate situation, man. Very unfortunate situation. And rest in peace to the pimpin' who lost his life that night in that very unfortunate and tragic situation. Hey, and see, it might be a young lady, whether it be a female in the game or a square or whatever the case may be, right? You might got some people in your life, a man, whether it's some pimping or you in a square relationship or whatever, right? You found a situation with an individual and you found happiness with that individual, right? And you know it's real. You know it's true happiness. But see, a lot of y'all got a friend or somebody that you consider a friend that ain't never got no man. You've been knowing this individual for a minute. If you a square, she ain't never had no man. She probably be doing one night stands here and there. She probably a toss up, a flipper. You know what I mean? But she ain't got no consistent man in her life. If y'all in the game, you know, she probably a renegade, got a new boyfriend that she complaining about every other week. Every week she complaining about a new boyfriend and how he did her wrong. Because she want to be in a game without being with the right type of man in that game, which is the pimp. You know? But a lot of y'all got a friend like that. And when that friend see you happy with somebody, they don't like that. Because, like I said in the song once before, you know, they know at some point you ain't gonna be available to lose with them no more. So you was losing with them before, but now you done found somebody you could win with, and you're not gonna be available to lose with them anymore. So they don't like the idea of that. So like I said, they're gonna do their best to torpedo that happiness with that man in your life. And then a lot of times, if you just stop, even let's take away the man that you got in your life, right? And just stop and look at yourself and look at that chick that you cool with. You got ambitions, you have goals, you got things that you aspire towards. You talk about these things on a regular basis because you seriously want these things in your life. You seriously want these things to come to fruition, right? But this friend of yours that you think is a friend but is really a miserable individual who want to keep you miserable with them and don't want to see you happy. What kind of goals does she have? What kind of ambitions does she have? You know? And then, hey man, this friend of yours, right? See, you have happiness within you. You might have moments where you might go through certain moments where you're unhappy, but you have a happy nature about yourself because you genuinely like being happy. You want to be happy and you want to remain happy, right? But this friend of yours that you think is a friend, but is really a miserable individual, they always upset about something. They always tripping. They always got a problem with something. They real irritable. And what you always find yourself doing? You always find yourself talking her off the ledge. Oh, come on, girl, it's gonna be okay. It ain't that serious. It ain't that bad. Come on, girl, shake it off. It's gonna be all right. Come on, girl. You always encouraging her. You always gotta lift her spirits up. But how often does she lift your spirits up when you going through something? How often is she there in the right way? She might be there, but how often is she there supporting you as she should when you going through something? When you got a problem, when you need somebody to talk to, when you need somebody to listen to you and take the time to understand you, take the time to understand what your issue is, and then help you come with the solution, like you do for her all the time. How often does she do that for you? You know, you healthy, you take care of yourself. You eat a certain way. It's a lot of shit that you don't eat. You basically don't eat no bullshit. You don't put no bullshit in your body. You put love in your body. You put fruits and vegetables in your body. You exercise. You take care of yourself physically. And you encourage your friend all the time to take care of themselves. But how often does that friend encourage you in any kind of way? You know what I mean? See, that's what was so cool about Sinful and myself, right? Because just a sidebar a little bit, because I had an idea of how to be healthy for myself, and Sinful had an idea of how to be healthy for himself. And we had two different ideas of how to be healthy for our individual selves, right? But both of our ideas were just as effective. You know what I mean? Me, myself, uh, I cut a lot of things out, and I eat a certain way, and I exercise a certain way. I like to weight lift. You know what I mean? Sinful, he liked heavy cardio. He gonna walk his ass off. He gonna walk forever. Of course, y'all know he like eating the fruit and drinking the water. You know what I mean? And he like calisthenics. And as far as the weights, he might mess with the dumbbells. He was big on the dumbbells, but mostly he gonna do calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, all that kind of stuff, right? And that worked for him. Now, me on the other hand, I didn't do the same things that he did. You know, I don't eat fried food. Uh, at that time, I wasn't eating red meat. Still don't eat red meat or pork or anything like that. And I like to lift weights, right? But even though our ideas of being healthy wasn't the same, because the common goal was being healthy, we always encouraged each other. We always had conversations. Oh, what you do today? Oh, you know what I mean? Simple might say, yeah, I did 300 sit-ups and 500 push-ups, and I went and walked for 4 hours today. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what's up, man. I went to the gym. I did squats, leg presses, leg extensions. Then I did the chest. You know what I mean? Flat incline bench, flat incline dumbbell flies. You know what I mean? We have conversations like that, and we'd encourage each other to stay on the path that we was on, right? This is what friends do. This is what people who have their own individual happiness do. See, when you got happiness to begin with of your own, and your friend got happiness to begin with of their own, y'all can come together and amplify each other's happiness, right? But back to you, young lady, with your friend. Like I said, you take care of yourself. you eat a certain way, and you exercise a certain way, and you do your best to encourage your friend to do some of the same things for herself. But how often does she encourage you? Meanwhile, you done chose somebody, you done put a man in your life that's on the same page. Now y'all working out together. Y'all eating healthy together, right? Y'all got goals and ambitions of your own that you putting together to make even bigger and common goals and ambitions. You was already healthy and taking care of yourself a certain way. Now you done got with a man that's on the same page. Y'all just equally yoked in so many ways. And here come this chick that call herself your friend, telling you how this man ain't no good and how you don't need him and this, that, and the third, and how she had a man just like that, and this is why it didn't work out and all of this. But you want to listen to her, and you think because she done been through something similar, so she say, and she's telling you how it ended, you think that's what applies to you. But if you just pay attention to what type of female she is, you'll see that you don't have no business listening to her. And the fact of the matter is, she's saying she had a man just like the one you with now before, but because of the type of woman you see her to be, you know that's not true. Because you know that the type of woman that she is and the type of man that you got could never come together. You never gonna do this. Never gonna be in harmony with each other. They're not gonna talk to each other. They're not gonna be interested in each other. They're not gonna be attracted to each other. They just don't have it. It just don't fit. They don't have nothing to do with each other. Nothing. But that's what miserable people do. And again, you have no business being involved with people like that. You have no business dealing with people like that. They don't mean themselves no good. How they gonna mean you any good? Not at all. I see Supposed the Prince up in here. What's happening? Adam Guy, what's the word? God's gift. Ray Gunn. I see the wrench mods is up in here, man. Different. I'm tripping. I ain't get bro mod. Tripping. Tripping. Damn, I'm tripping. Bro, ain't mod neither. See, I gotta keep up with my mods, like people who I make mods. Cause y'all remember, hey man, hey, raise your hand if you remember when Freeze didn't have no mods. Oh man. Y'all remember when Freeze didn't have no mods, man. And Simple used to always tell me, like, bro, man, you need some mods, man. You just be letting people come up in your chat talking crazy as hell. And I did, you know what I mean? Because I used to pay the motherfuckers no mind. But Simple used to crack me up because people would try to come in his chat talking crazy, and Death Row Security gonna snipe him down immediately, right? And Simple would be like, man, coming up in here talking crazy. What you think this is? Freeze's chat? Oh man, this ain't Freeze's channel. You can't come over here talking crazy. But yeah, the haters just they got so out of hand with me. That's what made me finally get some mods. The haters just got so out of hand. And y'all already know that one hater. Well, I'm saying haters, but they really fans. But y'all know who that one hater is that me and Sinful got. Sinful gone and dude still hating on him. Still. He ain't even trying to let bro rest in peace. Like, he's still hating on bro. But y'all know who our number one hater is. Hey man, that boy must have came to my channel with like 20 different profiles that he had like 20 different profiles that he was talking from at one time, man. He was a beast. I'm like, man, this dude is cold. So I was like, yeah, I can't compete with that, man. This is just getting too out of hand. It's too much of a distraction. Let me start adding some mods. And that's when Free start adding mods. But for those of y'all who was tuned in to me early on, man, Freeze didn't used to have no mods. And the weirdos, they used to like coming to my channel because I was the only one that would let them talk however they want to talk, and they wouldn't get blocked. Their comments wouldn't get deleted. They wouldn't be put on timeout or none of that. You know, the haters just used to just come to my channel and act a fool. It was like, oh man, we got the dance floor. Ain't nobody gonna kick us off the dance floor. Oh man. They coming to my channel celebrating. But yeah, we got mods now, man. Yeah, that man had 20 different profiles. He still probably be doing all that type of stuff. I just ain't paid attention to him in a while. But yeah, he strange guy, pushing 50 years old, doing stuff like that. Oh yeah, Dre went a long time without mods too. Yeah. You know, you find out eventually on YouTube that don't work. On YouTube, especially when you get to when your chat start getting cool and you know you got a certain amount of people in your chat and they coming. So you better have some mods. Right, 619 Capricorn. I know you remember. Supposed the Prince remember Anton. Y'all remember when I didn't have no mods. Y'all remember, man. Okay. All right, now. Hold on. Damn, okay. All right, so y'all see the pinned comment. Now's the time. If you want to jump on and say something pertaining to the topic of misery, you know what I mean, sweating you and stay in pocket on misery. If you want to jump on and touch on the subject with a pimp, or if you got a question about it or anything like that, now's the time. Go ahead and jump in. Hit that link right there. This the pinned comment at the top, and we can get to it. Yeah, man. You missed the monologue? Humble Simp. You got a cold name. Oh, man. Well, fortunately for you, Humble Simp, you're gonna be able to tune in once the live is over with. I hope it ain't tripping like last time, because before, the little go live together feature was kind of acting up. Hopefully they didn't fix whatever bugs might have was going on at that time. Oh, y'all tripping off of that name, out of Humble Simp. You say out of pocket ass, you stupid. Hey man, leave him alone, man. He humble though. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of humility for somebody to say that they're a simp, man. He a humble simp, man. Let him live, man. See, man, y'all ain't trying to let a simp be a simp, man. Y'all ain't trying to let a simp be great around here, man. Let the simp be great, man. Y'all cold. Y'all won't even let a simp be a simp. Like, damn. But yeah, you'll be able to watch the monologue after it's over with. Sylvia Freeze, you cleaner than the Board of Health. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? They say a man's greatest motivation is to impress a woman. So if I did that, that mean I done did my job. You did. Oh, Denise up out of here. All right, Denise, sleep tight. And I would say don't let the bed bugs bite, but they probably gonna try to get some of that sweetness of yours. You know what I mean? Got to put that, as bro called himself, sucker repellent on. You dig? But sleep tight, Denise. Have a good night. Damn, I guess everybody camera shy today, huh? Well, if you have a question for a pimp, go ahead and put a question in the chat, and I'll chat, and I'll start answering questions at this time. Derek Thomas says, when you dropping some new music? Very soon. Working on some music right now. Very soon. Gonna be putting out some new music real soon, man. So you definitely could look forward to that. I'm probably gonna be dropping a song. I got a project that I'm working on, but I got a song I'm gonna give y'all probably in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna drop a new song. But then I got a project that I'm working on as well. How are you holding up? I'm doing all right. I'm blessed. You know, I ain't really said a whole lot about it on social media. I just mentioned it earlier on when I was live on Instagram earlier, but you know, myself and God's gift we all see in the chat. We lost our uncle. Our uncle Daryl passed away about a month ago. And you know, we did his service 5 days after we did Sinful service. So we did Sinful's thing in Vegas on Thursday. That following Tuesday, we did my uncle's thing in California, you know, and that was my mom's twin brother. So, you know, long live Uncle Daryl. Hold on, let me take a sip, put some love in my body for Uncle Daryl. That's my dude, man. One of the first people who made me want to get on swole as a kid. I used to look at Uncle Daryl like he was a superhero when I was a kid. Long live Uncle Daryl. Daryl Eugene Murphy Sr. You dig? Yeah, man. But nah, I'm holding up all right. You know, it was a lot going on dealing with my uncle and Sinful kind of like at the same time. But now that they've both been laid to rest, uh, it's like a big sigh of relief for me. You know, I feel a lot more at ease. Uh, it's like I was holding my breath that whole time. But now I'm at ease. So you ask me how I'm holding up well at this time. You know, unfortunately, as far as Sinful goes, hey man, I just be watching shit. Bro got so much shit to put you in a good mood. I was watching oh I was watching the rebuking service of Mother Lee the other day, man. I think it was yesterday, man. That shit had me dying. Man, bro was so stupid. I'm like, this was a multi-million dollar idea. Like that rebuking service, man. And I used to tell bro that too. I was like, bro, man, you got to go hard with that rebuking service thing because that's gonna mess around and be your biggest channel. Your rebuking service gonna mess around and become bigger than your Sinful to P channel. I used to tell him that all the time, man, because like to me that rebuking service thing was just so ingenious. Like, man, brilliant comedy. Bro, I don't even think bro understood how funny he was. He knew he was funny, but I don't think he understood how brilliant he was with the comedy, man. Like, bro was a fool. But I was watching that Mother Lee's rebuking service the other day, man. And it's like when you got stuff like that, when you got so many hilarious ass moments to refer to and watch over and over as much as you want, you can't be sad. You can't stay sad. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I be having my moments where I be like, damn. And I still DM bro. Cause that's what we used to do. We used to like, we'll see a cool post because you know we both like sports. We both like it's the same type of music or something that's funny. Whenever he'll see a funny post or a certain uh old school music post or because we both like old school 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s music, 90s, all that. We like a lot of the same music. So if I see something from Motown, I'll send it to him or he'll send it to me. You know what I mean? Or if we see like a Barry Sanders post or a Michael Jordan post, Charles Barkley, something like that, we would send that to each other. You know what I mean? So I still DM bro. Even now, like if I'm on Instagram and I see like a funny post or an interesting post, I still would DM bro. You know what I mean? So that's my way of like, staying in tune with him. You did? So I'm holding up well. I'm doing well. Y'all want to do a music battle? Freeze, we need a music battle. Hey, you know what's so cold now? See, now we could do the music battles even doper because you can add somebody to the live. Like whoever you battling, you can add that person to the live. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing that's cool. But yeah, we might have to do a music battle real soon. We might have to do that. P, how do you prevent arguments from happening with the women you deal with? You know, everybody is different. But, you know, understanding is the solution to frustration, right? That's why people argue most of the time, because they don't understand each other. They don't care to understand each other. You just want that person to understand you, but you don't want to understand them. What I'm saying is right. What I'm saying is right. Instead of, taking the time to listen to each other and come to an understanding, right? You know what I mean? And women are, they're emotional by nature. They get overwhelmed easily by their emotions. So with that being said, it's up to the pimping to take the time to understand where she's coming from, and then, you know, if she's deserving of it, integrate her wishes with your wishes, and then come with the solution, reach the common ground, and dictate the dictate the vibe, dictate the current that way. You know, that's what I would say. Balance, as always. Good looking with the $100 holler. Blessings, peace, and prosperity. Indeed. Yeah, man. Yeah, we might have to do Freeze. We love you. Robin, love you too. And Robin, I think Robin, when I was doing my music battle, I think Robin was my coin toss girl. I was having Robin do the coin toss when I do the battles. So we might have to do a music battle again soon, man. Y'all got me feeling like sinful. Let's see. It's 6 o'clock. Who gonna be up with me? Y'all gonna be up? Because if y'all gonna be up, I'll come back in a couple hours, man. We could do the music battle. That's sinful. Sinful ass. That motherfucker was like the Terminator. He'll be like, who gonna be up? Y'all gonna be up with me? Because if you're gonna be up, I'm gonna come back. Yo, Freeze, does Sin have a grave site in Las Vegas? No, his grave site is in Chicago. And if you got the obituary says what cemetery Sinful is at. Will you speak on current events in the future? Indeed. Jason, what's happening with it? I see you, loved one. Gotta excuse me, P. I'm a fresh 18 on 304 neck. Okay, Ambassador Ron, top of it. See Ron in the building. I'm 30 years old, no kids. 5 good characteristics that makes up a great man. 5 good characteristics. Let's see. Uh, solid self-esteem. You have to understand that you're a valuable man, you know, and that's gonna come from your self-esteem. Your self-esteem got to be intact. Self-discipline is a good characteristic. Self-discipline is a good characteristic to make that factors into making a great man. Uh, ability to withstand pressure. So, self-esteem, self-discipline, ability to withstand pressure, and a willingness to seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's a key, crucial one right there. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Right? So, self-esteem, self-discipline, ability to withstand pressure, a willingness to seek first to understand, then to be understood. And number 5, being in tune with the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. So that's 5 characteristics that factor into making a great man. I'll say them again: self-esteem, self-discipline, ability to withstand pressure, willingness to seek first to understand, then to be understood, being in tune with the golden rule, which is to do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Yeah, so there you go. Sin would say, no one is that important to lie to. I agree with that. I was just telling somebody earlier today, that people lie out of fear of the consequences of being honest. You know, Snazzy Girl, yeah, the obituaries are still being mailed out, and I got plenty of copies. So don't worry about me running out of copies or nothing like that because I got plenty of them. So if you emailed, now, in the past few days, I might not have got to your email yet if you emailed in the past few days. But nonetheless, if you emailed philipgilmore@yahoo.com requesting a copy of the obituary to be mailed to you, and you put your shipping info in there, you will have a copy on the way. Some people already got theirs, like I think that was Alexander Turner. I don't know if he's still in here, but he was in the chat earlier. He let it be known that he got his copy in the mail already. A lot of people should have already gotten their copies in the mail. And if you haven't, you'll get one soon. When you gonna post some videos to the Patreon? I'm gonna get back to that in just a minute. Real soon, probably like in the next day or two. I posted some videos on the $50 tier. I know on the $5 tier, I think I've only posted like one video this month. But yeah, I'm about to get active on the on Sin's Patreon real soon too. So yeah, you could definitely look forward. And like I said, which those of y'all that's on the $50 tier, y'all should already know, like the videos that I've posted on there so far. I don't even think Sinful had a copy of those himself. So I got some stuff for Sinfuls that Sinful didn't even have. So yeah, and I put that on the $50 tier. I got some more stuff that I got a lot of stuff. So yeah, you could look forward to more posts on the Patreon real soon. I was trying to find his Vimeo account, but I couldn't find the Vimeo. But see, I figured out a way to still get his content and post it on there and all of that. So, you know, even those posts that are broken, because especially I know on the $50 tier, probably on the $5 tier too, a lot of the stuff that's Sin posted on Patreon, the link is broken, so you can't watch the video. But from what I've seen so far, and you know, bro had like 5,000 posts on there. So of course I haven't been able to make it through everything, but a lot of the stuff that you can't see right now, I have it and I'm gonna repost it on there. Like somebody was asking about the rise and fall of King Nice. I found that video and I'm gonna be putting that video back on the $50 tier real soon. So, because I know that's like one of y'all's favorite. That's a classic for sure. And I know the links to it because it's like 3 or 4 different links to the rise and fall of King Nice, and all of them is broken. You can't watch none of them. But I found the video, I have it, and I'm gonna repost it on there again. But that's just one of many. So, Robin, you stupid. Freeze put 3 stamps. Yeah, I had to put 3 stamps because of the size and the weight. The weight of the envelope with the obituary in there, and then the size of the envelope. I think that's what both of those factor into the price of it. But yeah, you got to put 3 stamps on there. Is that a Mustang, Freeze? Come on, man. How you gonna ask a ridiculous question like that, man? You don't know the backseat of a Mustang when you see one? Come on, man. Of course this is a Mustang. Boy, people be asking some crazy questions. Elohim Will got mine today. That's what's up. Y'all getting y'all's obituaries, man. Thanks for letting me know. That's what's up. Good stuff. Tony Davis, peace and blessings. What's up with it? Do you know any restaurants like Modern Vegan in LA? That's a great question. Damn, somebody was just telling me about a good vegan restaurant in LA, man. Damn, forgot the name of it. You know, Dre is the vegan restaurant connoisseur. He know where all the vegan restaurants is. You know what I mean? You could probably ask Dre, what's the best vegan restaurant in Kentucky? He gonna be able to tell you. Like, Dre, man, what's the best vegan restaurant? Go ask Dre what's the best vegan restaurant in Wyoming. I bet you he could tell you. You know what I mean? Go ask Dre what's the best vegan restaurant in Kansas. He gonna be able to tell you. Dre, what's the best vegan restaurant in Idaho? Oh man, that's you know, Dre, he know where all the best vegan restaurants is in the world, Craig. Craig. Dre know all of them. So I'm not as hip to all the vegan restaurants as Dre is. Matter of fact, first vegan restaurant I went to was with Dre. You know? Yeah, that place was fire. That place was fire for real. I had got the what's it called? The crab cake wrap. I can't remember if it was a spinach wrap. I just know I got a crab cake wrap. The only thing I was mad about is that it wasn't very filling. So I still was hungry after I ate it, but the taste of it was fire. It was bomb. Yeah, so if you're in Vegas and you want to try a vegan restaurant, Modern Vegan, dope. What's the tips to being a good friend like you were to Sin? You know that you gotta really be a good friend to yourself, first of all. You know, and everybody is different. You know, that's just something that God blessed us with. First and foremost, you know, that's you know, it's not something that you could just find somebody and just manufacture a friendship like that. It don't work that way. You know, it's a divine order, I think. And God just blessed us to come together and be who and what we were to each other. You know, and Sinful and myself, we got a lot of similarities. We got a lot of things in common, like before the game, right? That and before we met, well, you know, we started off in the game together. So we had a lot of things in common with each other before coming into the game, right? Like, you know, Sinful already had a strong concept of self-discipline before he came into the game. I had a strong concept of self-discipline before I came into the game. You know what I mean? Like when the question was just asked about 5 characteristics that make up a great man, Ray Tools is always good looking with the 5. Good to see you in high spirits. Sinful and Unc are proud of you, I'm sure. Appreciate you for still showing up for the people. Man, I appreciate you as well, man. You know, y'all some good people to show up for, so you make it a lot easier for me, believe it or not. But yeah, like I was saying, the question was asked about the 5 characteristics that make up a great man. 3 of those things are things that I look for in people now, right? And I came to that from some bad experiences that Sinful and myself had. You know, we had already been through a lot of things up until that point, but I would have to say like one of is several, but one of the biggest defining moments in our brotherhood was when you know who put those videos out and everybody was coming with the slander when it was just a major slander campaign on Sinful to P. You know, that was a major defining moment for us because I swear, man, like everybody turned their back or showed some type of jealousy or something. Man, as far as our immediate circle that we was, you know, cool with, it was just me and my cousin, God's gift. We was like the only ones that stayed solid. You know what I mean? But of course, y'all don't see God's gift like that a lot because he ain't as present on social media as myself and Sinful are. But yeah, man, like everybody just jumped ship. And I'm talking about people who Sinful was like a major blessing to. You know, so that situation there was a major defining moment for us because, you know, I mean, we already did what we knew we was gonna do, which was stay solid. And even same thing with me, even though I haven't had as much attention on controversy with myself as Sinful has had with himself, but I've had my controversy too. And it's the same thing. You know what I mean? When everybody was slandering me and jumping on me for the allegations and things that they was putting on me, Sinful just did what we already knew he was gonna do, which was stay solid. You know, so those moments there was real defining moments. But what those moments taught me was to look for 3 main things because I was like, damn, like how did I not spot that this person was a snake? This person was disloyal. This person was just somebody that we never should have even knew. This person is, you know, I start analyzing everybody that turned their back and what they had in common with each other and what we didn't have in common with them that we had in common with each other. Like, what is it that separates me and Sinful from all these other dudes that we used to be cool with that we ain't cool with no more? Like, what do we have in common that none of these guys have? And what I came up with was self-esteem self-discipline, ability to withstand pressure. Those three main things are things that Sinful and myself had in common. And some people might have one of those things or two of those things, but everybody that we was cool with to turn their back, me and Sinful, we was the only one that had all three of those things. You know what I mean? Uh, I played back so many moments in my head, man, of people who didn't have that and how to identify that better moving forward. So now I know what to look for in people and what to avoid in people, right? But like I say, self-esteem. Sinful understood that he was a valuable individual from an early age, right? He recognized that he was gifted. He was gifted musically. He was gifted with ministry. Uh, he was a gifted orator. He was just, communication, charisma. He recognized that he was gifted at an early age, and he was encouraged in that giftedness, right? Especially by his mother and his grandmother, as y'all know. But, people in this congregation, did he fellowship with early on? He just understood at an early age that he was valuable, so his self-esteem was intact, right? Me, on the other hand, uh, I was talented in various different ways too. Uh, for some reason, I don't know what it is about myself, but I could be around people and I won't even say nothing. And I don't know if it's my demeanor, my energy, I don't know what it is, but people just gravitate towards me. People feel comfortable talking to me. And for some reason, they get this impression without me even saying much that, I'm not going to be judgmental or whatever. They just get comfortable talking to me. And uh, not just talking to me, but interacting with me, dealing with me. People just get comfortable with me. And then not just that, but like I learned early on that I was a leader. You know what I mean? Whenever I had groups of friends, I was always the leader in my circle. And, people look to me to make certain decisions and things like that. And then beyond that, uh, another gift that I had early on that I was just so in tune with was music. You know what I mean? When it came to rapping, like that, I was gifted in other ways too, but the rapping in particular really let me know my value. It really helped me understand value in general and what it means to have value because um, it was just evident on so many levels that I was gifted and that I had value in that regard. Um, and it was just so solidified within me. You know, it helped me recognize my value in so many other ways. That right there was like a foundation for me. My value when it came to rapping. That was a foundation that helped me recognize my value in so many other ways, right? So I say all of that to say, Sinful and myself, we both our self-esteems were cultivated from an early age, and it's self-discipline. You know what I mean? Like it's just unfortunate that some of the people that I wish we could talk to and hear their testimonies, we ain't gonna get it because people who knew Sinful or Philip when he was young, you know, man, when it comes to self-discipline, he was just so in tune spiritually. He refrained from so many things that the average teenager would fall to the temptation of. Uh, and then he was just ferocious reader of the Bible. You know, he studies scripture like crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, he, through spirituality, that's what you know, instilled self-discipline in him from an early age. Me myself, uh, I would say that I learned self-discipline through my father. My dad was always a highly self-disciplined individual. He was the type of person that, you know, if he wanted to stop doing something, he could just put his mind to it and stop it. He did it with cigarettes. He did it with alcohol. He could do it with food. You know, he just, like, my dad was somebody that I seen have self-discipline about himself, and it was just like, it was just so easy for him, and I didn't see that in most people, and I recognized that early on. You know what I mean? So that's what helped me. You know, me having the influence of my dad helped me when it came to self-discipline, to the point where now you see me cut out so many things, like nothing, no carbonated drinks, no red meat, no fried food, no dairy, no bread, no rice. The list goes on. It's just so many things that I've been able to be disciplined about, and that was instilled in me from my pops. So again, Sinful and I, had self-esteem cultivated from an early age, had self-discipline instilled in us from an early age, and then ability to withstand pressure. You know, man, I would say just being young and black, but you got you got a lot of young black people that can't stand no pressure. You know what I mean? Uh, I know for myself, from an early age, I don't know what it was. Uh, I just always knew that I was gonna be all right. So that's why I never had a problem going through hard times. And I guess you could say that was instilled in me from my mother. I would have to say from mom's ability to withstand pressure. You know what I mean? Because I've seen moms withstand certain pressures that a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to withstand. And it's a trip because moms, I don't think she I don't think she thinks of herself as a very strong person, but nonetheless she is. And I seen moms withstand certain pressures, man, that a lot of people would have buckled under. So yeah, that helped me to the point, like I said, when I became a young grown man, withstanding pressure was nothing. Going through hard times was nothing. Because I seen my mom do it and I did it with her. You know what I mean? Not the harshest with her, but I've seen her, withstand certain things of her own. And that's how that was instilled in me. With Sinful, again, I think it was the scripture. His relationship with the Most High and his faith in the Most High allowed him to be able to withstand certain pressures because he his faith was so strong. It was nothing to withstand pressure. And the type of faith that he had in the Most High, in the type of relationship that he had with the Most High, a lot of people never experienced that level of intensity in their lifetime. So when you have that, when you could feel God like this, like God is right here with you. You know what I mean? Like your faith in God is so intense that you can like touch it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you can feel it. And this is God that got you. What is pressure? Pressure ain't nothing. So that's where I believe Sinful developed that ability to withstand pressure was through that. So that's why when he got in the game and he went to prison, and as he let y'all know, he was facing 70 to life. It was, It was nothing because of what he had instilled in him through scripture and through holiness. So those things right there are what made us so tight, I believe. But as far as us coming together and identifying those things within each other and that making us as tight as we was, that's God's doing. You know what I mean? That ain't something that, like, even what y'all see with me, like, that's God working in me. Like, yeah, I'm doing these things, but I'm merely a vessel. That's just God working within me to demonstrate certain things, uh to magnify him. So um yeah, Sinful and I being as close and as tight as we were and are, that's God. Oh, snap. Did he catch that case while he was doing YouTube or before? No, this is way before YouTube. This is before YouTube. This is before Facebook, Instagram. This is before all of that. When Simple caught that case. Like suppose the Prince say, touch your neighbor and say that's God working through him. Amen. For sure. Did you or Sinful ever do a video on how y'all met? No, we haven't, but I don't know if Sinful ever spoke on it. I just recently spoke on it on a video on a live recently. I believe it was a live when I was doing a tour in Vegas, when I was showing y'all me and Sinful's old stomping grounds in Vegas. Yeah, yeah. I believe on that video I spoke on how we met. But maybe one of these days I'll do a dedicated video just talking about how Sinful and I met and how we, came together and got started early on. Flip phone ringtone. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that shit. Oh, what the? Nah, that ain't the one. I gotta find that flip phone ringtone. Hold on. Oh shit. Is this it? Simple had this ringtone. That ain't the one though. That's one of them. What's that other shit that it was Virgin Mobile? What's the other flip phones that we used to get? It was another one. Oh, hold on. I know what it is. I know what it is. Hold on. Damn, can y'all see me? Am I still frozen? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, we can hear. Let me see. Let me see if I can fix it. Hold on. Trying to fix it right now. Give me just a second. Why it won't let me? That is bogus. This is crazy. YouTube coming against the game, man. Wait, now you saying you can see me but no audio? This is bogus. Hold on. Oh, I'm still getting audio. Okay, hold on. This is crazy. See, y'all be ranting and raving about these damn iPhones, man. I only had these problems with iPhone. My Android, no problem. Throw this damn iPhone away in a minute. Hold on. Give me just a second. Hold on. Stay right there. Bam. Damn. Hold on. This is crazy. Hold up. This damn iPhone, man. Y'all be ranting and raving about this iPhone, man. This thing right here is some bullshit. You funny. This is what Sin would have wanted. Sin didn't want y'all to want me to let y'all hear his ringtone. Sin that came down from the heavens like, no. Oh man, y'all crazy. It's the press they talk about. Corner markets. Yeah, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. All right, y'all. Well, I don't want to continue to live like this. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end this live and let's see. It's 6:45 Pacific time right now. I'm gonna end this live right now. It's Saturday night, so I know a lot of y'all probably ain't got to go to work in the morning. Some of y'all probably got church in the morning, but nonetheless, we're gonna do a live at 9 o'clock on Sinful's channel. We're gonna do a music battle. I'm gonna get the music battle cracking on Sinful's channel at 9 p.m. Pacific time, which is midnight Eastern time. So when I end this live right now, in just a minute, give me a few minutes, I'm gonna schedule the music battle live on Sinful's channel. All right. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for your comments, your shares. Appreciate you subscribing, hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the cash apps. Man, I appreciate y'all support in every which way that you come with it. You did. So I'll see y'all at 9 o'clock, which is in about an hour and 12 minutes on Sinful's channel so we can do this music battle.
If you are moving around in traffic, please do so in a safe fashion. I'll see y'all in a minute. Holla.